Wrong. So wrong. This man charges me $200 to tighten a washer hose. My name is Gianna. I am a local real estate agent here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm excited to talk to you guys today about, getting stuff fixed around the house, because this last weekend, I just bought a home for myself. I was getting my washer all hooked up, and it looked like my washer may have sprung a leak. So I asked around for recommendations of a good local handyman that would be able to come help me out, get this washer fixed, and ready to go in a couple hours. And he showed up, everything was good, and he had texted me and said, hey, my service fee for that area is usually $75, but because you were recommended, I'm gonna charge you $50. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a great deal. Like, if I have any materials that you need to buy for the washer, let me know. Like, this is gonna be awesome. It's like, yeah, this will be great. So comes over, takes a look at my washer, and he goes, oh, looks like your hose is just loose. I'm like, oh, cool. And he's like, I'll tighten it for you. I'm like, great. Checks it out, everything is working just fine. All I needed was to tighten the hose, that's it. Something he could have told me, and I still would have thrown him $50, right? Wrong. So wrong. This man charges me $200 to tighten a washer hose. So that's a lesson learned the hard way, and I'm gonna teach you how to avoid something like that. I do not have family out here, just friends right now. I moved all the way from Colorado, which, I love the city. I'm very passionate about Nashville, but it's almost like I need to borrow someone's dad to come make these repairs for me, and that's not really feasible. So let's talk about, good websites and reliable ways to find somebody to come be Mr. Fix-It for you, or Miss Fix-It. So obviously recommendations are a great start, but per my story, they're not always reliable, and that's okay. Do some research. And an important key factor to remember here is that contractors are actually held to a higher standard legally than handyman. And although they could be a little more expensive, definitely worth it. We're gonna talk a little more about the contracts that they're in, the licensing they have, just touching on it so that you don't make that mistake. Now, when looking at handyman websites, make sure you look at reviews. I like to look at the 1-star reviews versus the 5-star reviews, because you're gonna be able to see which ones are family and friends, which ones are truly unhappy clients, if he's resolved any issues, how he's fixed mistakes, etc. So reviews really are a tell-all when it comes to this industry. Another go-to tactic I like to use to find local recommendations is asking in Facebook groups. So a good Facebook group for you to join, obviously if you're a girl, is gonna be Nashville Girls Group. And I really should have asked them before I took this other recommendation for good handymen, because these are just girls in the Nashville area that, have had these true experiences. They're recommending people they know, like, and trust. So I should have gone with that, but once again, lesson learned the hard way. Ask some Facebook groups, get those local recommendations. Again, that's going to be a tell-all with great reviews. Now we can be looking at Google reviews, Yelp reviews, Angie's List reviews. Definitely make sure to get a few quotes, compare them, and definitely check their specialty ranges, right? So if they work in lawn care and it's all the way widespread to electrical, I don't know if that would be trustworthy. I'm sure it can be done, but I would probably go, for rewiring lights, I'd probably go with somebody that rewires lights, electrical, not taking care of my lawn. Just saying. So let's take a look at some of the websites that you can find a good Mr. Fix-It on. So Thumbtack is one of them. It gives pictures of these handymen for you so you can know exactly what they look like when they're knocking on your front door. They give you an hourly estimate, reviews, both good and bad, how many hires that they've had and how many jobs they've completed, their specialty, electricity, being a handyman, former contractor, whatever that is. And it will find a handyman near your area so that, you're not having to pay some guy from Clarksville to come all the way down to Nashville. And again, I cannot stress this enough, get those quotes, okay? Compare those prices. In the long run, you just want to save yourself a couple extra bucks, but of course you want the most quality work, so do the research, do that, make sure to be fair to both yourself and the handyman. Don't get ripped off like me. It sucks. It's a bad feeling. I feel stupid. Angie's List is another great space to find a handyman or a woman for your house. So what you do is you hop on there, you share project details, hey, I need 2 shelves hung in my kitchen. Pretty easy, they're 36 inches, they're just heavy, and I want it to be done correctly. And then you'll get matched with pros in the area that have experience doing such a project, and it compares quotes with you, right? So that's a pretty cool feature. It gives reviews and also, again, focuses on their specialties. Another one, which is kind of, they're not officially going to be a handyman, but they can be, is going to be TaskRabbit. So they offer a lot more variety than just your typical handyman. They offer repairs, of course, but they'll do furniture assembly, TV mounting, they'll install ceiling fans, painting, shelf mounting, a lot, pretty much whatever you need, you can find on TaskRabbit, right? So some may require a minimum time. So say, for example, I was checking out the website yesterday, Bob, only charges $37 an hour for handyman work, but he needs a minimum of 2 hours. So basically you'd be paying him $75 no matter what the project is. But that's fair. It's their living too. So, and that's still a pretty good quote compared to some girls on the Nashville girls group got quoted $250 to hang some shelves. So, we got to be fair here. It's a tough industry to hustle, bustle, bargain a little bit. So when using TaskRabbit, make sure to plan ahead to get your most value. If you want your 2 hours worth, save up some tasks for around the house. Have them change out the shower head, hang some shelves, mount your TV, whatever that is. Get your money's worth. Maybe stick around, befriend him, learn something. If you're looking for home improvements worth more than $3,000, that's where we need to kind of start straying away from handymen, and we need to be looking into licensed, reliable contractors and save the local handyman for smaller tasks, right? So for those contractors, we can go to tn.gov and you can actually confirm their license number, make sure they're legit, and this protects you from scamming, right? So if the job isn't done right or you don't want to pay, then because obviously they didn't do what you expected, then they're going to be held accountable for such. However, they do the job well and correctly and you don't pay, beware of some small claims court that's probably going to be coming your way, or liens against your home. Just be an honest client, hold them accountable, hold yourself accountable, and it's all fair in love and war. Now, the most important part, because it helps not only your handyman, but also the peers around you, is if you had a good experience, leave a good review. And if you had a bad experience, leave that review too. Like, hey, this dude totally ripped me off. I would, but mine wasn't legit, so I can't give him that review. For your peers, yourselves, your neighbors, this is going to protect everyone from scam artists out there, tightening washer hoses for $200. Now, give good reviews, connect with your handyman, get contact info, and do a little bit of word of mouth marketing for him. Recommend him to your friends, get him a little business going, and the next project you have for him, who knows, you might get a little discount. Good karma, right? Take it from me and my hard lesson learned for getting ripped off by a handyman is do your research. Homes can get very expensive very quickly when you first move in. You're excited to make it feel like home, get things decorated, get things going. So it's really important to get a fair deal on the tasks that you need done. So if you find a good handyman, hit me up with him. Send me a number or a recommendation or a review so I can have him in my contacts for future home clients. And if you're interested in buying a home out here in Nashville, make sure to give me a call here. Check out the website. And thanks for getting nasty with me today. Get it? Nashville? Nasty?